I guess we can talk about that. What do you think of, what do you think of just that? Your child's decisions ultimately being a reflection of you, whether wrong, right, or indifferent. Is that always fair?
I don't think it's fair.
It's not fair at all.
I don't think it's fair.
It's not fair at all, but people will always look at the parent and be like, this is the, this is the result of
Children aren't raised in a vacuum.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's outside forces, there's peer pressure, there's friends in your neighborhood that have you acting out of character.
Man, if you take your own self, step outside of everybody else and look at yourself, there's a lot of things that we all did as people that had nothing to do with how our parents raised us or the lessons they passed down. We just went against it for whatever fucking reasons.
That's a fact.
I would hate for me to have done something and now the world is judging my mom or my dad for some of the decisions.
As a young man, especially, I can't speak to women. We fucking do shit intentionally to go against our parents.
Exactly.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Like I'm thinking, like my mom and dad couldn't have been more school, stay in school, go to school, school's important, school. And I'd said fuck school.
Same
like
here.
that would be fucked up if that was a reflection on them.
My family was like that to all of us. Like school. Fresh out of high, as soon as you graduate high school, you got to go to college right away. Like that whole. I told y'all before about that whole life plan they try to lay out for you. Go to college, then you get a this, then you get married, then you have kids, then you do this. Like that ain't a reflection of them. Like all you can do is equip your children with whatever tools you can give them to go forward, but they still gonna make their own decisions no matter what.
I watched this TED Talk with Sue Klebold, and she was the mother of, I think his name was Dylan Klebold.
Oh, yes.
He was one of the Columbine shooters.
Yes.
Okay.
And she talks a lot about her life ever since that moment. She talks about the child that she raised and how it just did not match with what he ended up doing and what her life was like afterwards and how ostracized she was from just her whole entire existence and everything that she's learned as a result, about parenting and, the intense criticism that she received, being the mother of this child, not, knowing that he was capable of pulling something off like this.
Yeah, sometimes you really have no clue, like, that your child could do some of this shit. Like, these kids be out here doing some wild shit, and the parent be, like, none the wiser.
Like, and part of that is being a kid. Like, part of that is being a kid. I remember when I had to talk with Trey ages ago when he was in whatever grade that was. I want to say high school, and I may have told the story here, and he was going to his girlfriend's house without anybody knowing. The girlfriend parents don't know they're away at work. Your parents don't know. And that's like some normal kid shit to do.
Yeah.
And if the parent don't know, all of the worst case scenarios that could come from that, oh my God, horrifying.
Yeah.
Horrifying. So then you have to have those talks and parent. But if you don't, well, I guess that's where the reflection comes in on you.
Yeah, if you don't. You still got to talk to your kids.
Like with your kids' decisions, if they stupid enough, it will be assumed that you didn't have that talk with your son or your kid.
You didn't try to equip them with the tools and the knowledge that they need. You still got to try.
All of it is sometimes passed down trauma because some people weren't taught that from their parents. So they don't know how to even connect with their kids in that way. They don't even know that maybe some of those conversations would help open up their kids to seeing things different because they didn't get it from their parents.
Actually, I'll toss that question to y'all. How do you think a parent should go about, I don't want to say allowing their 16-year-old to just be intimate, but how do you parent properly when you have a young adult in your house that's trying to explore?
Young adult as in 16?
Yeah, 16, 17. Like you have the parents that say, not under my roof, that's not happening, and not under their roof.
So now they're still going to find a way.
Kids going to find a way to fuck.
It shouldn't be different. I know it shouldn't be different, but...
It's different.
No, I'm saying...
And it should be different.
I want to say, when you speak to a boy and how you would also speak to a girl in that situation, sometimes looks different. Like I remember the conversations that my mom would have with me about stuff like that. It was totally different from the conversation she would have with my older sister.
But is she the one that booked the babysitter?
No.
Yeah.
I'm just asking, because that would... All right.
This
Don't
nigga-
talk to me after you done did this shit.
This nigga is
A
different.
menace.
Yo,
A fucking
he
menace.
is-
that's bad to ask.
No, I think she did.
See, that's what I'm saying. Don't talk to me after you did that shit.
Anyways.
After you booked Alice.
No, but seriously, like now I'm thinking about that. Like my son is slowly getting to that age, and I'm having to think like when he really does get to a point where he wants to be open about wanting to
Explore.
Is he 15? Mm-hmm. Okay.
but he's still. I don't want to talk too much about him, but
Right.
Yeah.
he
And you don't have to. 15 is when your dick get to
Yeah.
get to moving
But what I
around.
was
Yeah.
gonna say,
Yeah.
E, you said, well, we ain't gonna talk about him, but like when the child gets to that point where they want to be open about it, that's the thing. Sometimes they don't get to that point where they want to be open to their
And
parent.
the funny thing
about
is,
it.
me as a parent with
Fix the
him,
mic.
I would assume that
mic.
I'm open enough with him to where he can come talk to me about something. But you don't know. You never know. Your child just might not want to connect with you in that way. They might want to keep that
I
secret.
mean, I'm gonna speak for myself. It took open communication. Like my mom's had me when she was 17, so she was able to tell me things. Like she was 17 and my pops was 17, about to turn 18, and she was just like, so she knew around. You know, you get started early or whatever. So she had certain conversations with me even as I got older. It wasn't just don't do this. It wasn't speaking from a you better not, like talking down at you to where you damn near scared to tell your parents something. My mom, due to her having me younger, we kind of grew up as friends. But there has to be a fine line with that, because some people try to be too friendly with their kid.
Yeah.
And the kid walk all over you, and there's no respect there. There has to be a line between you can talk to me as a friend, but you still have to respect me as your parent. And that, you know, how everybody approaches that is a little differently. But for me, we had those conversations. You remember when my brother, when we were at your crib, my brother was up there. He was like, "Yo, I at 16 was able to have girls stay over, but it was because I was
a virgin.
Damn.
True. Salute. That's right, I ain't never. But yeah, it was.
Wait, you can have girls sleep over
Yes,
at your house?
I was able to have
16?
girls come over at the crib, the door closed, the whole shit.
That's crazy.
They trusted me, like
They knew he wasn't tearing nothing down. Did they? Come on.
no,
man.
that like. But I mean, I had uncles and shit. Yo, here's a box of condoms. Like, make sure you use this. I've had these conversations with the men in the family.
I wasn't telling my mom when I started fucking because she wasn't helping me in my pursuit of pussy anyway. Anytime I asked for shit, Ma, can I get a couple dollars? No. Ma, can I get some new clothes? No. Ma, can you buy me a car? No. All right, then get out of here then.
Yeah.
If I'm doing it on my own, shit. You know what I mean?
My family was pretty open about that. I got condoms for in the stocking at Christmas one year. I was very uncomfortable, but
Yeah, it's weird. But,
Yeah.
but looking back, you be like, oh,
that was dope.
yeah, good looking.
Yeah.
The one time I tried to be, not the one time, but just in my teenage years, before I was really, really fucking, and you know, you got the family members that hand you condoms and the boxes of condoms. I was just carrying around the condom in my back pocket when I was being performative. I really didn't know what to do with no pussy. But I did have a condom on me, so when it came to school or the friends, I'd pull it out. But I wasn't fucking for so long that same condom I was using, that shit
Old and crusty
it
and shit.
shriveled up.
Dry.
It was no liquid in it. I blew my own cover at one point. I pulled that shit out. They was like, "Oh, you ain't doing no fucking." Might as well throw that shit in the trash. This was before I even knew they had an expiration date.
Right.
Yeah.
I had siblings too, so that was kind of helphelpful. You
In
what I
what
mean?
way?
I had older sisters, yeah.
See, I
they
didn't.
Would kind of school you on some shit.
I wish I did. I ain't have.
Neutral button.